Boykin.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Boykin. How are you,
I
beloved?
am well. Thank you very much for inviting me up on the stage. Yeah, Kamala's in trouble.
Yeah.
She's going to lose. It's either going to be the loss of on the same avenue as either Nixon versus McGovern or Mondale versus Reagan. I'm leaning towards Mondale versus Reagan,
Mm,
how bad Mondale lost back in 84, because that's how bad Kamala's going to lose. She won't even carry California.
yeah. 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 I think their numbers are way worse than they're trying to let on. I think she's really, really in trouble. And the fact that they sent Barack out here to kind of try to shame us and get some momentum going in the last couple of weeks, that's a sign that they're in trouble and they're trying to set up their excuses already. So it's very interesting to see how this is going to play out.
Yes, and given the fact that they brought out Obama, and we know he screwed over his own legacy, and we took it out on Hillary. Think about it this way as well.
Yeah.
Repudiating Kamala is repudiating Obama and repudiating the Democratic Party. So they're done.
Yes, it is. Yes, and I love it. I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. Now let's get RJ. RJ in the building.
Tariq, how are you?
I'm good. RJ. How are you?
I'm good. What she just said about Kamala won't carry California, this is the right-wing delusion at its peak. She
Mm-mm.
won't carry her own state, California, that is religiously blue. The, the delusion in this chat is it needs to be studied. You guys are deluded. You're just deluded. You think Kamala won't carry California, the bluest
So do you think
the bluest state in
so,
America.
so do you think Kamala is gonna win?
Yes, it's either she wins slim or she blows out. And if she loses, my thing is, if she does lose, the only good reason for her to lose would be for the sake of the Palestinians and being part of the administration that is bombing, that is funding the bombing of Palestinians. That's the only good reason she should lose. Apart from that, she should win by a landslide, and she's on track to win by a landslide.
You know, uh, RJ, where in the world are you seeing that this woman is remotely going to win by a landslide? What polling are you seeing that shows in landslide leads over Trump anywhere for real?
All the polls still have her winning. If you go to 538, the fight 538 site, right? She's still winning. She still has over 55% chance of winning over Trump now. So she's still going to win.
So some of these polls, she's like a couple of points ahead of Trump. It ain't no landslide, and that's the problem. She need to be way ahead of Trump in some of these preliminary polls because they know a lot of people lie on these early polls because who's taking the polls, they'll kind of lean towards that person and say, "Yeah, I vote for Kamala," but really these folks are going to vote for Trump, and they know this.
Okay, I'll give you
So
more
yeah,
proof. I'll give you more
they
proof.
need
If you go to
they need her to be way ahead, and she's not way
okay,
ahead.
cool.
That means lose, just like
No,
Hillary.
nah,
Hillary was kind of ahead
bro.
too. Lost.
Listen. I don't think you have. I think you have a high cultural IQ, right? Because of your books. I agree with everything you say culturally, but your political IQ is it leaves more to be desired. I'll put it like that. Your political IQ leaves way more to desired. I think you're very new to the political
But,
game. But if
but show me Einstein. But show me your political IQ, Einstein. Go
your
ahead.
cultural IQ, your cultural, it was like Martin and Malcolm. Malcolm had a high
R,
Malcolm had a high political
R,
IQ, but
RJ,
Martin had a high political IQ while Malcolm had a high cultural IQ. That's
RJ, RJ, you from a society where the political regime is in shambles. You cannot talk about anybody's political IQ. You come from a regime where the political game is so janky and ass backwards. It's a freak show in your homeland how janky the politics are, sir. So you're not a political expert in any sense of the word. But go ahead, RJ.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get hold on, wait. Let me get my sister Ecom Queen to hop in and chime in. Hop in, Ecom Queen.
Thank you, Tariq. RJ, my political IQ is off the charts. It's over 170. And I can tell you that 538 is averaging morning consult polls, Bloomberg polls. They're all cooking the books for Kamala Harris to keep her averages up on RCP. So if anyone has a low political IQ, is you, RJ. Thank you, Tariq.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Thank you, dear.
First of all,
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they're cooking the book for her ass. They've been cooking the books, just like they tried to do for Hillary.
bro,
They're cooking the books, dude.
bro,
She's gonna get blown.
they
Go ahead, RJ. Tell me about that.
the Electoral College is DEI for conservatives. The Electoral College gives an edge to the conservative states way more. And they're still saying they're undercounting Kamala. They're still saying they're underestimating Kamala. This is going to be a shock to you guys. You guys need to come down and come to a reasonable level and chill out, because all this delusion and Kamala's going to lose California, it's blowing my mind. But anyway, if you go to the Twitter page Vote Hub, right? The Twitter page Vote Hub, everyone go to Vote Hub. They already have some of the ballots out already for Florida and some other states. And she's winning. Democrats are out voting in Florida.
Hold on. Days. Hold on. Let's get Brianna Segdahl. Hop in, ma'am.
Hey, thank you. I just wanted to correct the record on the Electoral College really quickly. So the Electoral College was initially set up to balance the amount of land versus bodies, if you will. And it actually protects the minority because you have a smaller demographic of individuals that live in rural areas as opposed to urban areas where you have...
That's mostly white people.
No, that's not true. You've got people of all types in rural communities.
Anyway, the Electoral Colleges gives an edge to Ohio, Missouri, all these white majority states.
It provides balance in a democratic in a democratic republic, in a constitutional republic, and the idea is to
DEI for white people, because if you
it
left,
is not DEI for white people. That's fundamentally false, because you have people of all colors in rural communities. That's just not true. I mean, even individuals on reservation land are allowed to vote. They even though they're a sovereign nation, they have the ability to vote in national elections. So that's fundamentally false. I'm sorry. The idea is to create balance, and it's been in place since the time of the creation of our Constitution and the Articles of Confederation. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's been in time since the beginning of the country to balance out.
If it was left to raw numbers, Republicans would never get in the presidency. There will never be a Republican in the White House if it was left to raw numbers and not the Electoral College. The Electoral College gives an edge to white people in those small cowboy states.
You keep saying white peoples, but it's rural communities, because you have a smaller amount of people over a vast amount of land, but they should still have a vote. They should still have a voice. What you're doing is discounting the vote and the voice of the minority, which is fundamentally undemocratic. So
no, the minority. The actual minorities.
Just let me finish and land my plane. I can't even get through a thought. You keep interrupting me. It just the concept is actually based in like fundamental Enlightenment era liberalism, the rights of the individual, the concept balances out, and it actually protects local municipalities from federal overreach, which means it protects local areas from federal redistricting. And so if, you know, the federal government had an opportunity to do so, they could continue to redistrict based solely upon the census and draw districts and representation around smaller and smaller areas where nobody has any type of dissenting vote whatsoever.
This
So
is Mayo Bible.
it would actually increase the power of the federal government as opposed to helping to secure the separation of powers as outlined in our Constitution.
Yep. There you go.
That's
Well,
Mayo
thank you so
Bible.
much,
That's
I
Mayo Bible. This just gives an edge to Ohio, gives an edge to Missouri, it gives an edge to these smaller states that just want a white guy in charge.
RJ, Ohio is not a small state. The Electoral College helps small states like Montana and the Dakotas and Delaware.
Exactly. So it
means
just
small
gives an edge to white
population.
people. It gives an edge to white people for the most part. If it was left to raw numbers,
it's just happenstance that white people live there. That's happenstance that white people live there. It wasn't designed for
that. It just happens to be. It just happens to be. Please
but
save
also,
me. Save me from that bull.
RJ,
save me from that bull.
The person who said that Kamala Harris was going to lose California was being hyperbolic, and you have no sense of humor. She wasn't serious about that. You need to have a sense of humor.
She said it normally. She said it plainly. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's up to you. It's up to you to understand nuance, and you don't. And so you need to calm down because you think Ohio is a small state, DEI for white people. It's not true. Okay?
It is.
So
it is
calm
absolutely
down.
DEI for white people.
And
but anyway,
the early returns are favoring Republicans, and they're not favoring Democrats. So you're wrong about that as well.
Yeah, go to Vote Hub and you see the opposite. Tariq, I want to talk to you about you saying fear mongering, but you are also fear mongering the Democrats that they're bringing in, immigrants. So you say you're still fear mongering.
That's not a fact. That's not a fear monger. That's a fact. We can see them coming across the border. That's not a fear monger.
Yeah,
we see.
And you're afraid of that. It's fear mongering. Technically, in the technicality, it's fear mongering.
If you got immigrant gangs taking over apartment complexes with guns, yeah, that we should be afraid of that. Why should we not be afraid of that?
Yeah. Okay. Now, on immigrants.
No, you better answer that question. You got Venezuelan gangs running up in people's houses. Yeah, should we not be fearful of that?
You should be afraid of any gang. You should be afraid of any gang. That's standard. But I'm saying it's still fear mongering. You are fear mongering too. So don't act like.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, the Venezuelan gangs are coming over here, running up in people's homes, taking over whole apartment complexes, doing all types of weird crimes, and nobody has any background information on these people. That makes them particularly dangerous, sir. Should we be cool with that? Come on, RJ.
Yeah, you super muted me. You love that super mute. But anyway.
Should we be okay with these people who come over? We have no idea what their backgrounds are.
Yeah, you should be.
And they're coming over.
Yeah, you should be
committing.
You should be afraid of them. You should be afraid of white supremacists. You should be afraid of the Proud Boys. You should be afraid of any terrorist mindset, group or gang. And Trump loves those Proud Boys, those white supremacists. He actually loves them. The Democrats don't love Venezuelan gangs.
No, we'll deal with them when we deal with them. We're talking about these unknown gangs coming across the border with prison records that we don't know about, and we don't even have access to them because they're in different countries. These are murderers, no telling what they did back home, and they're running over here, hopping up in our neighborhoods and terrorizing people, and we have zero background information on them, and they're getting cards with money on them with our tax dollars. My tax dollars ain't going to the Proud Boys. My tax dollars ain't going to the Bloods, Crips, or whatever make-believe gang that you want to think about. Unfortunately, our tax dollars are going to these damn gangs who are terrorizing us. I ain't cool with that worth a damn. Are you saying that's okay, sir? Go ahead.
I like how you super muted me and then you finished talking just when the super mute is over.
Yes, because you like to talk as a deflection, and I wanted to let you know what I'm saying and then have you answer it without you filibustering. Go ahead, RJ.
Right. You know your tax dollars also go into the Californian police gangs, the Vikings, and all those type of people. And Trump loves those type. Well, what did he say when they started? When they were.
Your whole thing is to deflect. We get on them too. So I'm not going to deal with police gangs and some damn Venezuelan gangs too. I'm not dealing with both gangs. I'm not dealing with them. I want them Venezuelan gangs and some of these other people up out of here. They don't help us worth a damn. There are some police officers who do help. There's some cops who are cool. All police officers are not jacked up. You got race soldiers within law enforcement. So we can actually benefit from certain people in law enforcement. I don't have a problem with law
Yeah,
enforcement.
and
But
which party?
Which Venezuelan gangs, there's zero value for us.
Okay, cool.
Zero. There's absolutely none.
Okay, cool. And which party coined the phrase, when the looting starts, the shooting starts? Reagan and Trump. So what are we talking about? Talking about Venezuelan gangs? They support shooting you guys. Wake up.
Just non sequiturs, sir. You're just bringing up any type of deflective non sequitur to deflect away from these damn gangs and your cousins coming over here too. That's the problem, because you don't want your cousins to be deported from here, sir. Just say that.
I don't want you guys to get shot when the looting starts, as Reagan and Trump said.
We're going to be all right.
What do you mean? There are people getting hung. Random people are just getting hung randomly. What?
Sir, your musty relatives are coming over here doing crimes too, sir. And that's what you have a problem with. We want some of them up out of here too.
You do know that, mainland American citizens commit way more crime than immigrants because immigrants are afraid of being deported. You know that statistic, right?
And some of y'all still commit crimes, and then when you commit some of these crimes, you go back and lay low in your homeland and escape justice. So yeah, that's a problem too. Like down in Texas, some tether from Nigeria killed this FBA sister, and they haven't even caught this dude. He done ran back to Nigeria. You see? Just like the dudes who was with Jussie Smollett. And Jussie, he's a tether too. He had his two Nigerian moist tether buddies who actually tried to flee back to Nigeria after they did that hoax. So yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah,
we don't need that.
You also don't need police gangs. You also don't need Proud Boys. You also don't need a president that would support someone saying white power and he retweets it. Like, what are we talking about? This is apples and oranges. This is.
I mean, we got Joe Biden. His idol is Robert Byrd, who was a Klan leader. So yeah, we already got that. Robert Byrd was Joe Biden's idol. Robert Byrd was a Klan leader. Look up Senator Robert Byrd. So yeah, we're not gonna play that game,
some
sir.
Robert Byrd. You love.
Yeah, and so does Biden. Biden loved him some Robert Byrd too. Biden even spoke at his damn funeral. They love Robert Byrd. Y'all ain't gonna escape Robert Byrd. Y'all not gonna sit up and talk about some damn white supremacy on the right, and this dude's whole idol was a goddamn Klan leader. Y'all not gonna run from that. You feel me?
Yeah, and Trump actually supports the system of white supremacy.
Get out of here. This is musty mumbling. Let me get my brother Robbie Blue in here. He's musty mumbling. Talk about some white supremacy. We got white supremacy in office now. Robbie, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Tariq? You just took the words right out of my mouth. That's the dilemma they're in. They're trying to repackage Kamala like she's a new candidate, but every time she opens up her mouth, she reminds people that Joe Biden was a feminist sugar daddy. They were trying to do Operation Black Shield. They were thinking they could sneak Biden in there and he'd have a heart attack and she make it. It didn't work. All of her her policies benefit every other group, and the only thing they have for us is fear mongering. It's just hilarious. Yeah. I mean, that dude, I recommend you create a new fragrance for root work called Super Musty. So so when they get out of line, I'm gonna land my plane there. Super musty.
Man. Yeah, that fear mongering, that ain't working no more, man. Because that's all they got. They can't point to any policies that's going to benefit us. So the whole strategy is to talk about, ooh, Trump and the Proud Boy, Trump racist, Trump is okay. All right, that ain't cutting it no more. That ain't cutting it. When y'all got y'all boy Biden up here with a whole Klan member idol.
We don't know the beginnings of rap because as long as our music has been recording, people have been rapping.
The disco DJs separated themselves from us. We were the next generation coming up with this thing, and they was like, what's this little hippity hop thing?
The first time I heard somebody spit a 16 over a break beat was probably Melly Mel.
The Melly Mel sound that you hear today, I got that sound from Hollywood.
I was doing this same form of entertainment long before it had a name.
A lot of the gangs were fading out by the time hip-hop came in. A lot of those gangs turned into crews.
As far as influencing hip-hop, I saw no Puerto Rican or Jamaican influences whatsoever.
I started breakdancing in the 70s.
When rap and hip-hop was all black, it was negative. Now that it became a big phenomenon and corporately acceptable, now there's this need to take foundational Black Americans out of the creation of it and give it away to other people. And it's important for us to set the record straight.